The paralyzed puppy licked the boy's feet every morning, and what Mom found out was heartbreaking. In a world where the purest bonds often form in the most unexpected places, a heartwarming yet heart-wrenching tale unfolds. Imagine a paralyzed puppy struggling to navigate a life that seems stacked against it. Each morning, this courageous little creature finds a way to express love and loyalty in the simplest of gestures, licking the boy's feet. But as the days pass, this tender routine takes a turn that leads to an emotional revelation that no one saw coming. What could possibly be the deeper meaning behind this daily ritual? And what heartbreaking truth does this innocent act unveil? The story begins in a quaint suburban neighborhood, where the sun rises gently over the horizon, casting a warm glow on the small houses lined up like old friends. In one of these homes lived a young boy named Alex, who had recently developed an unbreakable bond with a puppy named Max. Max was not just any puppy. He was a spirited little soul who, despite being paralyzed from the waist down due to a tragic accident, radiated an infectious joy that captivated everyone around him. Every morning, as the first rays of sunlight crept into Alex's room, he would wake to the familiar sound of soft whimpering and the gentle thump of Max's front paws dragging across the floor. Alex's heart would swell with fondness as he swung his legs over the side of the bed, knowing what awaited him. Max, with his floppy ears and bright, expressive eyes, would make his way to Alex's feet, licking them enthusiastically as if to say, "Good morning, I'm so happy to see you." This daily ritual brought an unparalleled sense of joy to both boy and puppy, highlighting a connection that transcended the physical limitations of Max's condition. But the morning licks were more than just greetings. They were a testament to resilience and unconditional love. In those moments, as Max showered Alex's feet with affection, it seemed as if the world outside faded away, leaving only the warmth of their bond. To the outside observer, it was a simple act, yet to Alex and Max, it symbolized a shared understanding that defied the challenges they faced. They were two beings navigating a world that often felt harsh and unyielding. Yet together, they found solace and strength. As the days passed, Alex's mother, Sarah, observed this touching connection with a mixture of pride and concern. She had always known that animals had an innate ability to teach us about empathy and compassion. But seeing her son's relationship with Max blossom filled her heart with a bittersweet ache. Sarah was acutely aware of the challenges that came with Max's disability. She often worried about how her son would cope with the realities of caring for a pet who needed so much help, both physically and emotionally. Would Alex grow frustrated? Would he feel burdened by Max's needs? These thoughts lingered in Sarah's mind as she watched the mornings unfold. One day, however, as she prepared breakfast in the kitchen, she noticed something unusual about Max's behavior. Instead of his usual exuberance, he seemed restless, his tail wagging furiously, yet his eyes had a flicker of something deeper, a sense of urgency. Sarah's maternal instinct kicked in. Curiosity piqued. She decided to investigate. She approached the living room, where the two boys had their morning routine. What she discovered was both touching and troubling. Max, who usually reveled in the simple act of licking Alex's feet, was now nudging him insistently with his nose, as if trying to communicate something vital. Alex, oblivious to the puppy's distress, giggled and continued to playfully push Max away, thinking it was all part of their game. But Sarah felt a gnawing sense of worry. Something was off. With a heavy heart, she knelt beside them, observing the scene closely. What was Max trying to convey? Was it merely a need for attention, or was there something more profound brewing beneath the surface? As she contemplated, she felt a wave of emotion wash over her. This puppy, with all its struggles, had forged a bond with her son that was so pure, so genuine. Yet, what if Max's actions were hinting at something that could change their lives forever? As Sarah gently reached out to pet Max, she realized that there was an intensity in his gaze, a desperate plea that tugged at her heartstrings. It was as if he was trying to draw her attention to something outside the window, something she had not yet noticed. She followed his gaze, her heart racing with apprehension. The morning light cast a soft glow on the backyard, illuminating the garden where Alex often played. But today, it revealed something unexpected, something that would soon unravel the very fabric of their lives. In the spirit of love, loyalty, and the unspoken bond between a boy and his dog, Sarah sensed that this moment was more than just a simple morning ritual. It was the beginning of a journey that would lead to revelations about friendship, sacrifice, and the heart's capacity to love despite adversity. The emotional whirlwind that lay ahead would change everything, forcing them to confront the realities of life, loss, and the enduring spirit of hope that often arises in the most trying of times. As the morning unfolded, the stage was set for a tale that would tug at the heartstrings of anyone who dared to listen. A narrative filled with moments of joy, heartache, and ultimately, a deeper understanding of the connections that bind us all. The journey of Alex and Max was just beginning, and it promised to be a story that would resonate with anyone who understood the power of love in its most vulnerable form. As Sarah's eyes remained fixed on the backyard, her heart began to race, sensing that something significant was about to unfold. Max's persistent nudging urged her to pay attention, to look deeper into what lay beyond the familiar sights of their home. The gentle rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of birds were suddenly overshadowed by a growing sense of urgency. What was it that Max wanted her to see? With a deep breath, Sarah stood up, her eyes scanning the garden's perimeter. At first, everything appeared serene, just as it always had. The vibrant flowers that Alex had planted with so much enthusiasm were blooming in a riot of colors, and the small wooden swing swayed gently in the breeze. Yet, amidst this picturesque scene, Sarah's gaze settled on a shadow moving near the fence. It was fleeting, a flicker of movement that sent a shiver down her spine. "Alex, can you come here for a moment?" she called, trying to keep her voice steady despite the rising tension within her. The boy, lost in his playful banter with Max, turned his head in confusion but quickly scrambled to her side, curiosity lighting up his face. "What is it, Mom?" he asked, his innocence shining through. He had no idea that this moment would soon mark a turning point in their lives. "Look over there," she said, pointing toward the fence. "Do you see that?" Alex squinted, trying to make sense of what his mother was indicating. Just as he began to focus, the shadow reappeared, revealing itself as a small, scruffy dog, limping and thin. Its ribs were visible beneath its fur, and it seemed to be struggling to navigate the terrain as it edged cautiously toward their yard. Max, sensing the presence of another canine, immediately perked up, his previous restlessness replaced by a newfound alertness. He let out a series of excited barks, his tail wagging furiously as he tried to draw Sarah and Alex's attention to the newcomer. "Mom, look, it's a dog!" Alex exclaimed, his voice a mix of excitement and compassion. "It looks hurt." With a twinge of urgency, Sarah nodded. The sight of the abandoned dog tugged at her heartstrings. She knelt down, beckoning Max to calm down. "We need to help it," she whispered, more to herself than to Alex. Without hesitation, Alex rushed toward the fence, his small frame full of determination. "Hey there, buddy. It's okay," he called out, extending his hand as if to reassure the newcomer. The scruffy dog hesitated, but eventually took a few timid steps closer, drawn in by Alex's gentle demeanor. As Alex knelt to the ground, the once timid creature began to approach, sniffling the air and taking cautious steps toward the boy. Sarah watched in awe as her son, with a heart full of compassion, extended his love to this vulnerable soul. It was a moment of pure connection, and she couldn't help but feel a swell of pride. Alex was learning the importance of empathy and kindness, qualities she had always hoped to instill in him. The scruffy dog finally reached Alex, and he gently stroked its fur, feeling the bones beneath the matted coat. "It's okay, little guy. You're safe now," he whispered, his voice soothing. But even as he spoke, Sarah felt a pang of concern. This dog needed help that they might not be able to give alone. "Alex, we should bring it inside and check it for injuries," Sarah suggested, her maternal instincts kicking into overdrive. "We need to make sure it's okay." She quickly moved to the side of the fence, reaching for the latch that would allow them to open it and help the frightened animal. Once the gate creaked open, Max bounded forward, eager to welcome this new friend. The scruffy dog seemed taken aback for a moment, unsure of Max's intentions, but the paralyzed puppy approached slowly, tail wagging in a show of friendliness. It was as if he understood the fear that gripped the newcomer, and in his own way, he wanted to reassure it. "See, Max is friendly. You can trust him," Alex said, beaming with hope as he watched the two dogs begin to interact. Slowly, the scruffy dog began to relax, its posture softening as it realized that this was a safe space. As they brought the dog inside, the atmosphere shifted. Sarah prepared a cozy corner in the living room, placing a soft blanket down for the new arrival. "Let's call him Charlie," she suggested, watching as Alex's eyes lit up with excitement. "Charlie, I love it," he exclaimed, his enthusiasm infectious. As Sarah fetched some water and a little food, she couldn't help but reflect on the serendipity of this moment. Max had been the catalyst for their family's journey into compassion, and now Charlie was joining their ranks. Yet, as they settled Charlie in, Sarah's mind swirled with questions. Would they have enough resources to care for two dogs? What if Charlie required medical attention? Despite her concerns, the joy radiating from Alex was palpable, and she knew deep down that their family had room in their hearts for another creature in need. As the days passed, the bond between the three of them deepened. Max's morning rituals evolved, now incorporating Charlie into their daily routine. Each morning, as the sun broke through the horizon, Alex would rise to the delightful chaos of both dogs vying for his attention, their tails wagging in unison. The sight of Max licking Alex's feet while Charlie nuzzled against his side became a familiar and heartwarming tableau. Sarah would often stand at the threshold of the kitchen, her heart swelling with a mix of love and gratitude. She had witnessed the healing power of companionship, not just for the dogs, but for her son as well. Yet, in the back of her mind, the reality of Charlie's condition lingered like a shadow. Despite the initial excitement, it became clear that Charlie was not in good health. He was underweight and seemed to have difficulty moving. Sarah found herself torn between the desire to provide a loving home for him and the fear of what lay ahead. One evening, after the dogs had settled into their routine of playful antics, Sarah made an appointment at the local veterinary clinic. She knew it was essential to understand what Charlie needed, but the thought of hearing the vet's diagnosis filled her with dread. The next day, as they sat in the waiting room, Alex cradled Charlie in his arms, whispering sweet nothings to calm the frightened pup. Max, sensing the tension in the air, remained close by, providing silent support. It was a bittersweet moment, one that encapsulated their journey thus far. A journey filled with love, uncertainty, and hope. As they waited for the vet to arrive, Sarah felt a surge of emotion. Here they were, a family brought together by circumstance, navigating the complexities of love and responsibility. Whatever the outcome of Charlie's visit, she knew their lives had already been irrevocably changed. The bond they shared was a testament to the resilience of the heart, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love could flourish in the most unexpected ways. Little did they know, this visit would lead to a series of revelations that would challenge their understanding of family, sacrifice, and the enduring connections that define the essence of life itself. The journey they embarked upon was just beginning, and as always, the love between Alex, Max, and now Charlie promised to guide them through whatever trials lay ahead. As the minutes ticked by, the waiting room seemed to stretch into an eternity. Sarah could hear the faint sounds of barking from other dogs in the clinic, each sound echoing her anxiety and stirring her worries. She looked over at Alex, who was absorbed in petting Charlie, his small fingers gently stroking the scruffy dog's head. The connection between them was palpable. It was as if Charlie could sense Alex's love and compassion, drawing strength from it. When the vet finally called them in, Sarah felt a mix of relief and trepidation. They entered the examination room, the sterile smell of antiseptic and the bright white walls creating a stark contrast to the warmth of their home. Alex continued to hold Charlie close, his eyes wide with concern, while Max sat beside them, a loyal sentinel watching over his newfound friend. The veterinarian, a kind woman with gentle eyes, knelt down to their level, greeting both Alex and Charlie with a warm smile. "What a sweet little guy you have here," she said, her voice soothing. "Let's see what's going on with him." As she examined Charlie, Sarah's heart raced. She noticed the way the vet's brow furrowed slightly as she felt the dog's ribs and checked his joints. Max, sensing the seriousness of the situation, leaned into Alex's side, providing a moment of comfort. After what felt like an eternity, the vet stood back, her expression serious yet compassionate. "Charlie is definitely underweight, and he has some signs of malnutrition," she explained gently. "But he also seems to have some mobility issues, which we will need to investigate further. I recommend we run some tests to see if there are any underlying health conditions." Sarah felt her stomach twist into knots. The thought of Charlie's suffering was almost unbearable. She glanced at Alex, who was still focused on Charlie, oblivious to the weight of the situation. The vet continued, "With proper care and nutrition, there's a chance we can help him regain some strength. But it will take time and dedication. I'm willing to do whatever it takes," Alex piped up, his voice filled with determination. "Charlie is our friend, and we have to help him." A wave of pride washed over Sarah as she listened to her son. He had taken the lessons of love and compassion to heart, and now he wanted to be a hero for Charlie. "Absolutely, Alex," she said, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside her. "We will do everything we can." As they discussed the next steps, Sarah felt a sense of clarity. This was more than just about caring for Charlie. It was about teaching Alex the significance of responsibility and the beauty of nurturing a life, no matter the challenges. They would face this together as a family, just as they had done with Max. With the vet's guidance, they left the clinic with a plan in hand. They would start by feeding Charlie a special diet to help him gain weight, and they would need to keep a close eye on his mobility. The vet also recommended some exercises to strengthen his legs and improve his overall health. Sarah knew it would be a lot of work, but the thought of seeing Charlie thrive filled her with hope. Back at home, the atmosphere felt charged with purpose. Alex took the lead, excitedly preparing Charlie's new meals while Max watched curiously, as if he too understood that they were embarking on a critical mission. The bond between the three of them deepened with each passing day as they adjusted to their new routine. Morning after morning, the dogs would rise early, and Alex would make sure to give Charlie extra attention. He would sit on the floor, encouraging Charlie to move, praising him with every small victory. Every wag of Charlie's tail and every attempt to stand sent ripples of joy through Alex, and it was a beautiful sight for Sarah to behold. Yet, the journey was not without its challenges. There were days when Charlie seemed too weak to move, and Alex's youthful optimism was met with frustration. "Why won't he play, Mom?" he would ask, his brow knitted with concern. "I just want him to be happy." Sarah would kneel beside him, wrapping her arms around him, reminding him of the importance of patience and perseverance. "Sometimes, love means being there for someone when they need it most, even if it's hard," she would say softly. "Charlie needs us to believe in him," and believe they did. The weeks turned into months, and slowly but surely, Charlie began to improve. He gained weight, his coat grew shinier, and he started to show flashes of his playful spirit. The transformation was remarkable, and it felt like a victory for the entire family. Max, who had once been the center of attention, now embraced his role as a mentor, teaching Charlie the ropes of playtime and friendship. There were moments of pure joy as they watched Charlie begin to wag his tail more frequently, and Alex's laughter filled the house as they played together. Each milestone, whether it was Charlie taking a few steps on his own or joyfully chasing after a ball, was celebrated with a happiness that resonated deeply within their hearts. But it wasn't just Charlie's physical transformation that was noteworthy. It was the emotional growth that unfolded within the family. Alex learned the depths of compassion, understanding what it meant to nurture another being, while Sarah witnessed the profound impact of love and care. Together, they created a home filled with laughter, resilience, and hope. One sunny afternoon, as they played in the backyard, Sarah took a moment to reflect on how far they had come. She watched as Max and Charlie raced around the yard, their tails wagging in unison, with Alex cheering them on. It was a sight that brought tears to her eyes. It was a reminder of the power of connection, the ability to uplift each other in times of need. Suddenly, Max stopped and looked toward the fence, as if sensing something. Sarah's heart raced. She wondered if it was another stray in need. Yet, as she approached, she found a familiar face peering in. One of their neighbors, holding a small basket. "Hi there! We heard about your new addition and couldn't resist bringing over some treats for Charlie," the neighbor said with a warm smile. Alex's face lit up with excitement as he welcomed the neighbor and the basket filled with dog-friendly snacks. "Thank you," he exclaimed, taking the basket and gleefully sharing with Max and Charlie. That simple act of kindness sparked a wonderful conversation about community and support. Sarah realized that their journey had not only transformed their family, but had also fostered connections with those around them. It was a reminder that love, when shared, only multiplies. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Sarah gathered the three of them for a moment of gratitude. "Let's take a moment to appreciate how far we've come," she said softly, kneeling beside Alex, who had Charlie nestled in his arms. "Today, we celebrate not just Charlie's progress, but the love that has brought us all together." With hearts full of gratitude, they shared their hopes for the future, envisioning a life filled with more adventures and laughter. And as they sat there, enveloped in the warmth of their bond, it became clear that this story was not just about a paralyzed puppy or a scruffy stray. It was about the transformative power of love, the strength found in community, and the unbreakable ties that bind families together. In the end, Alex, Max, and Charlie became a testament to resilience. Through challenges, they discovered growth, teaching each other about compassion and the importance of never giving up. Their story, filled with moments of joy and heartache, reminded everyone that love can heal, nurture, and inspire even the most fragile of souls. As Sarah looked at her son and the two dogs, she couldn't help but smile. They had weathered storms together, and now they were thriving, proving that in the tapestry of life, every thread of connection adds to the beauty of the whole. If you like this type of news, make sure to comment from where you are hearing this, and also, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe now. This is the best way to help our work and ensure that these incredible stories reach more people, reminding us all of the power of love and resilience.